Evening YouTube, that boy Treezy bringing you bomb disposal mode level 5, final level, a very tough one, mainly thanks to the bombs you have to take out in Strut D. 8 bombs we're dealing with here. A little tip, if you press start to bring up the pause menu, it will show you where the bombs are located on the map. Now we're only dealing with 3 struts and obviously 2 bridges, so only 5 bombs will show up on the map, but obviously I'll break down and obviously disarm each bomb as we come across them. There's only one bomb in this strut, which is a sensor air bomb, so let's deal with that first. Straight off the mark, run straight around that first corner so you can take that first soldier out before he gets in line with the cameras. And then take this second guy out after letting him walk past the door. Now, a little surprise here is that we've actually found an item we can get, being cardboard box, which will come in handy, especially if shit starts, going slightly wrong. So here's your first bomb stashed behind this box. Obviously it's sensor air, so you know what I mean, get in there, get that deactivated. Now I put this part in because right in between those pipes is some chaff grenades, but there's 2 cameras guarding them, and they turn really fast. If you know the trick of getting past those cameras, pick those chaff grenades up because they'll come in handy. If not, you're stuck with me and how to disarm one of the bombs that's stuck on top of a camera. But we'll leave that one till last, as I do in this video. There's another bomb on this bridge, just the one. It's another sensor air bomb, but we've got this soldier, and there's a camera, one of the ciphers to get past as well. Now, a little cheeky trick you can do there of luring him into this little doorway. Take him out. Be warned that he is a soldier that gives off, who calls in regular updates, so time is even more against us here. But taking him out at that point does leave you with enough time, so long as you know where the bomb is. The bomb's actually stuck in quite a tricky place, and it's underneath that part of the bridge on that side, so like I do there, you need to crouch down to get as close as you can to spray it and get out of there quickly before the cipher comes up or before the backup comes in. When the backup does come in on the bridge, if you don't get out of there in time, 1 soldier gets sent from each side of the bridge. So, you know what I mean, you've either got to stash in your box or, do something quickly. Straight onto the next strut, this guy turns to the right as he heads down this area, so obviously hide on the left wall, and then we're going to take a quick trip into the women's bathroom to surprisingly find another item, being the USP pistol. No suppressor on it, but there's no ammo for it anywhere. Oh yeah, looking good. This will help us out. This will help us out with sticking up soldiers if necessary, and it does help us out for the next guy. There's a soldier in this room. He patrols this room and the next part where you meet the bomb disposal guy in the campaign. As you can see on the map there, the scent is making a square around the tables, because obviously that's where the soldier's walking to, because the bomb's actually strapped to his back. Now it is a sensor air one, so obviously we don't need to worry about the proximity or anything going off. So what I do is just wait patiently. Eventually he comes walking past the door. Obviously I was stood on the right side of the door so they wouldn't spot me. Run in, stick him up, pull your coolant out, spray the bomb, and snap his neck. One thing you've got to be aware of, and what I did keep messing up on some of my other recordings, was when you stick them up with the pistol, don't shoot. I know it sounds obvious, but I couldn't help myself but pull the trigger, and obviously that makes the clicking sound because my gun's empty, and he clocks on that my gun's empty and turns around, and then it gets messy. There's your other bomb in that bucket under that table. Obviously both sensor air bombs. So that's 4 bombs down so far. Now there's one on this bridge. Well, not on the bridge, it's actually on the cipher, as mentioned earlier. I'm going to save this one till last, and it is a sensor B bomb. And then as we head into Strut D, there is 2 Sensor B bombs and 1 Sensor A bomb. And it's pretty tricky stuff in Strut D. So anyway, lure this guy the same way you did with the other soldier on the first bridge. Deal with him, so then we can just freely run past to the next strut. So having a quick swig of my clock. Wait for the camera to go back down. Now, I waited a bit longer because I just wanted to, show you where exactly the bomb is on the camera. And there it is. Similar to the one in the campaign as you go across from Shell 1 to Shell 2 across the bridge as Raiden. A bit of a fail there. I didn't want to hang around, so I decided to take the bottom path, and then I ended up doing that, trying to, look good. It is worth warning you that there is a camera here as well. I stop anyway just to show you. It's above the door, and it's a pain in the ass, that camera, to be fair. And it does actually spot me here, but I keep it cheap and dirty, and just restart as soon as I run through the door. which works perfectly fine. You'll see that I've still got the same number of bombs deactivated. I've lost the alert mode, but for those of you who are a bit, more sharp than the average guy and quite, clever, you'll notice that my time's drastically gone down. Now that was because of, on my original run, I failed at this part and just, chopped it up so that once I eventually got back here, when I restarted after my fail, that's how much time I had left. I'm not ashamed, obviously, I'm not embarrassed by it, but obviously people are not here to see me fail, they're here to see me handle biz. So I had to cut that bit out and got back to, where we was before I failed. So anyway, tranquilize that guy. The first guy, follow what I was doing there with the box and everything. You really don't want to get spotted on this part. Obviously there is the option to restart, but we're trying to go forward, not backwards. There's a Sensor B bomb right there that I just looked at, and the one on the soldier's back is Sensor B. We're going to leave him till last. So after he reports in that there's nothing here, after he looks at the node, we'll sort out this Sensor B bomb right here. It's out in the open. Obviously approach it carefully, spray and disarm it. And the next bomb is a Sensor A bomb that's actually right above it. So what you need to do here is take cover on the rail, crouch down, turn back around, and then spray upwards. And then that's that one dealt with. Now the reason I failed, this was the part where I actually failed. I was waiting for the guy to come back around, and I didn't realise the guy I tranquilized earlier had actually woke up. So you've got to, take that into consideration. But this is, how I'd recommend doing it. Basically, he's going to come back along here to check near this node again. That distance between Snake and where the soldier is going to be is relatively safe. So what you want to do, as soon as he turns, as you can see there, he started turning to look at the node. As soon as he's in position, you know what I mean, get yourself ready, coolant at the ready, you know what I mean, spray him, and then jobs are good. Now, obviously he was in the progress of making a report, so his commander will want to know what the crack is, and he will send an investigation team in. Now, obviously you don't need to worry, you've got the box, you can hide, take cover, job's good. And the reason I didn't run off straight away was because I was worried about the guy on the upper level possibly spotting me again. But the good thing here is, because he was asleep, as soon as they wake him up, he doesn't think anything of it. If he was knocked out, then he'd call reinforcements in. If he was dead, they'd send for a replacement soldier, and then they'd still go into caution again. That's where it starts getting a bit like shit. Especially when all you want to do now is get out of here. And obviously the restart thing doesn't really pay off here, because it will restart you with only 4 bombs done. You'll have to do these 3 bombs again. So as you can see here, you know, I'm playing it safe, playing it slow, trying to suss out where that guy was. I can see his legs there. I wasn't taking any risk, so I just shot him 3 times in his leg with the tranquilizer until he was asleep. Because with this being, you know, naturally set to a much harder difficulty, they don't actually sleep that long either. You'll notice that there's not many Z's coming off them. There's only the 1 or 2 Z's coming off them at a slow rate, which means that, you know, they'll wake up a lot quicker than what they would do in like normal or easy mode. Now going back onto the connecting bridge to deal with this last bomb, being that I don't have any chaff grenades, I have to just be straight up about this, literally. And all I do is basically, you know what I mean, get myself ready, the coolant's ready for quick equip, run straight out into the camera, obviously as close as I can, spray the camera and jobs are good. Obviously I was taking fire, I'd been spotted, but it didn't matter, because as soon as that bomb's disarmed, level's complete. You know, it's not as smooth as I'd like it to be. I hope it does help people. If anyone's still struggling, you know, drop me a comment and I'll try and help you guys out.